If you're looking for a yacht that gives you the beautiful styling of an express cruiser with the functionality of a flybridge, the Princess S class might be the class for you. The yacht in front of us, making its North American debut, is a Princess S72. The S72 is the second largest in the class behind the S78. Like I said, this yacht combines the sporty looks of an express cruiser with the functionality of a pretty good-sized flybridge up top. You're getting the best of both worlds on this one, and I'm a huge fan of the S class from Princess. Let's go ahead and get started with this yacht tour. Starting right at the back, you have a hydraulic swim platform. And let me tell you about some of the specs of this yacht. The length overall is 75 feet and 9 inches. It has a beam of 18 feet. You can see how just massive the swim platform is. And it also has a draft of 5 feet and 8 inches. Also back here, there is a pretty good sized locker right under here. So let me show you that really quick. It's very easy to open up with one hand. And then I think it's locked currently. I'll see if I can get in, but if not, I apologize. There's also a small crew area that's located underneath that hatch, and that is an option. So if we step up into the cockpit, right away you'll see this sun pad right off the back of the yacht, something that's very common on an express cruiser because they normally don't have the flybridge. This one, you get the sun pad and you also get the flybridge. And then a little bit forward, you'll find the seating area that surrounds the teak table. And this is pretty cool. These two pieces on the end are actually movable. So you can move these to the other side of the cockpit if you want, or you could leave it in the C configuration. You can also see this beautiful teak table from Princess. They always have some type of really nice design in their teak, I've noticed. These yachts are held in very high regard, and for good reason in my experience. But you'll have to let me know what you think of this one as we progress through the tour. So, in the cockpit, we still have this huge drawer refrigerator. We also have this smaller top-loading refrigerator I noticed over on this side. Princess never wastes an opportunity to throw in some extra storage. And you can see that down there. And then of course you're gonna have the stairs heading up to the flybridge. I think we'll finish the tour up there. And then of course you have your sliding glass door into the main salon. Before we head inside, let's go up to the bow. I think we'll take a unique route this time. You can see there is a side boarding gate, and you have that on the other side as well. And guys, this yacht, honestly, it's only 75 feet, but it feels like a super yacht. It's so deep and wide right in this section. And before I miss it, you do have this aft docking station. You also can see the extremely chunky stainless steel rails. You feel very safe, very secure walking up to the front on this one. And this has the newer layout from Princess that they've been doing on their bow areas. You can see the two sun pads, and they're split down the middle, so it's very easy to get in and out of these sun pads. And there's also a cooler right in the middle. You have built-in cup holders. And then of course you have your anchor equipment. And then in here you have the remote control for the anchor, as well as a washdown. And then you have the locker for your anchor chain. I'll probably throw up a picture on the screen so you can see what the profile of this yacht looks like. Like I said, you get extremely sporty lines. You can also see that a little bit from this angle. And then you also have, I didn't point it out before, you have the wraparound seating around this teak table. You can lift up these backrests so the sun pads are facing forward, or this middle section can be propped up so you have two bench areas all facing the teak table. So you have a lot of different options up here, and you have large storage lockers for all of your equipment. And since we haven't gone inside yet, I will point it out now. Because this is the S-Class, you have the flybridge, but you also have this huge panel in the ceiling, and this will slide back. So you can really open up the space. When you open this up, and then you can also open up your door, flip up the window that leads to the main salon. You can really have an open air boat. And I think that's one reason why this line is so popular. So let's head inside. And the first thing I noticed when I stepped in, normally, not all the time, but at least in the United States, I've noticed normally you find the galley on the port side, but everything is flipped. So we actually have the galley on the starboard side. And this is that classic high contrast satin walnut finish. So you have the white carpet and white furnishings, and then the dark walnut. You can see your fridge and freezer. You have your Miele oven, as well as the Miele induction cooktop, a double sink, and then the integrated dishwasher. And on the opposite side, you have your dining area, another beautiful table. You can of course fold this over as is or extend it and put some chairs around. And now let's just take in the view forward of this area, because this is one beautiful yacht. You have the huge windows. I love the little accent lighting underneath the sofa. This is obviously a huge U-shaped seating area. And then if we turn around, you'll see another really cool chair built right in, and the TV that pops up. And I noticed this earlier when I was doing my walkthrough. They have the built-in wine fridge, and it's connected and integrated into the door panel. All right, let's turn around. And we will find the helm station. If we take a couple of steps up, you'll see the two Princess stitched helm chairs, a side access door, and then you have double Garmin multifunction displays as well as your bonding system. So the bonding system lets you operate and control all of the ship's systems from here. So you can monitor your engines, you can monitor all your power. Let's take a look at our fuels. Pull up the cameras if you want. Basically, like I said, anything you want, you can monitor from here. That's the wastewater or black tank. And then of course you have controls for the Seakeeper, the stabilization system, your throttle control. I always love this on the Princess yachts. This is a weighted emblem right in the middle, and this will self-level as you're turning the steering wheel. And then you have your balanced stern thruster right here. Always a really nice, really high-end helm station from Princess. On the other side, you have a little seating area. If you want to get some work done, you can pull out this laptop table. And don't worry, I didn't forget, overhead, here is that massive panel that slides back. You can see they have curtains or blinds that are the exact same color as the frame, so everything is blacked out. And then forward, you have a really large, it's not a single piece, there is the partition in the middle, but you have a great view out these large windshields. Now, you might have noticed before, we actually have two different staircases that lead down to the cabins. We'll save this one for last. You can probably make an assumption as to what's down there. But if we move forward, you'll find 3 cabins down in this direction. This yacht has a 4-cabin layout. This is the VIP, and this is a really good size for a yacht of this size, especially a sporty one. You're gonna find high-end finishes in every room. Look at the beautiful detailing in the wood with the upholstery. You have the TV mounted up on the wall. And then your ensuite for this one is right here. And this does have a rainfall shower. And your closet is going to be behind this door. As you can see, this yacht is brand new. Most of the pillows are still in the plastic, unless those are aftermarket. Not 100% sure. Now let's take a look at the next two cabins. We have one right here, and these two beds can be pushed together, and that is powered. And their closet and TV. Now this one unfortunately does not have an ensuite. That's gonna have to share. This is the fourth cabin, the third cabin is to the other side. But once again, you have all those beautiful details. It doesn't matter what cabin you're in. Across the hall, we will find the third cabin. You have two more single beds, although they do look a little bit wider than the last ones. I might just be seeing things. You know, it gets hot out here in Florida. Tony gets a little crazy. But these also can be pushed together to form a larger bed. And this one will have the ensuite right here. One thing I always notice on these doors, these door handles, this might sound silly, but you'd be surprised on how many multi-million-dollar yachts I'm on, and you get a jankety door handle that feels like it's gonna fall off. Everything on a Princess always feels very solid, very secure. You can just tell that the quality is definitely there on these yachts. Not that on other brands they're not, because I've been on so many incredible yachts, both production and custom ones, but you never have to question whether or not something was well made on a Princess. And here, this acts as the day head, and then like I said, it'll share duties as the head for the other two cabins. But at least it still has a rainfall shower. So, one more thing to see before we head to that other staircase. You do have your separate washer and dryers. It's always nice. And it's in a central area. I've said this before, but on these Princess yachts, I love the high contrast between the satin wood finishes and the light carpets. That combined with the lighting, I think it makes for a really good look. I'm not gonna lie, I cannot get enough of this main salon. And look at the detailing in the ceiling here. You can sort of see this is where the flybridge is. So in the front where your helm station is, you have a little bit extra space. It ducks down a little bit, but obviously this is more than enough headroom. And you have so many different materials, lights. Just looks spectacular. All right, we're getting distracted. Let's check out this other staircase. This wraps around. We have a little landing here, and there's some storage here. This is a pretty good sized door. I'm curious if you could fit another washing unit in here. I guess because you have the separate units, you probably don't need to, and it just makes for a good storage space. But I'm curious if that could be an option. And then if we turn around, here is the full beam owner's cabin. Of course, you're going to have your huge TV on the wall. The settee on this side with some additional storage. You have your controls for the AV equipment. Then on the other side, you're going to have this desk area or a dressing table. And I love this detailing for this shelf right here. You have this almost Alcantara soft material back there. It's lit up. Just looks gorgeous. And then down here, just some storage, but I had to check. If you wanted to, you could probably option in an extra refrigerator. And then behind the ensuite, or excuse me, behind the cabin, you have the ensuite. And this is the double vanity. And of course the rainfall. This is a beautiful ensuite. And then over here, you're gonna have your closets for the owner's cabin. And these will light up automatically. Hopefully you were able to catch that. You barely crack it open and the lights will turn on. All right, if you have thoughts on this one so far, let me know in the comments, but we still have more to see. We're gonna head back up the staircase and sadly exit this main salon. I think we're gonna check out the engines and then we will wrap up on the flybridge. So, you do have the hatch right in the middle. And there are additional hatches on the side to get to some of the other access areas. But here, let me set this down on the table. Sometimes you have to step down to put a little bit of extra weight on the hatch for it to open up. If you're ever wondering why you may see me step on it, it might seem counterintuitive trying to get things open, but sometimes you need a little extra weight to get that mechanism opened. All right, let's crawl down here for you guys. Whew. All right, we made it. Now you have full standing headroom in here, plenty of lighting and sound dampening materials. And then Princess, whenever they can, they're gonna throw some monster engines in their yachts. And this one is no exception. This yacht comes with a pair of MAN V12 engines. The standard is 1650 horsepower each, or you can option them out like this one has for 1800 horsepower engines, giving you a top speed of around 36. I've seen some reports say they've hit 40, but officially it's 36. Obviously, you know, if you have perfect conditions, a light load, maybe you can get there. You can cruise easily in the high 20s, and you'll get around 350 nautical miles of range. Of course, you can slow down to displacement speeds and go a lot further than that. All right, let's get out of here. This is probably one of the longest ladders I've ever climbed to get into an engine room. This, I must say, it's a very deep engine room, which of course is a good thing. You have lots of space to work. And then we'll see if we have to do it. But like I said, sometimes you need that little bit of extra weight to get the mechanism to close. Boom, perfect. Always pretty smooth, as you'd expect on a yacht like this. All right, so we've seen the bow, we've seen the interior, we've seen, unfortunately not the crew cabin, but we've seen the sun pad, the little locker, the cockpit. Let's see, you tell me, did we save the best for last? I mean, you heard me rambling about that main salon. Maybe that's my favorite, but we'll finish up here on this beautiful flybridge too. Like I said, it's a little bit condensed, but because the yacht is a pretty good size, it's still a huge flybridge, all things considered. We have the twin helm chairs and a second set of controls up here. You have the sun pads over here, And this cushion is an infill cushion, so you can remove this, have a little bench, or you can keep the cushion there for the sun pad. Let's see if we can see the area that slides back, opening the main salon up. Then it looks like they have a little cell phone charger. It's a nice little touch. Once again, this is just another screen on the bonding system. You can see all of the lighting controls. So with the push of a button, you can turn off all the lights, turn them all on. You can set up to different configurations for different times. You have a lot of different options here. And then on the rest of the flybridge, we have another dining area. It's a really large teak table with the wraparound seating. And if you need to cook something up, you have your grill and a sink, as well as the ice maker. Then you have storage and your trash under here. I also like the gray paint that they've used. Really elevates the area when you have a little more than just the traditional white. And then don't worry, you do have a fridge as well. Princess likes to throw these in certain areas, I've noticed, but you have a top-loading refrigerator to keep all of your drinks and whatever else you need cold. All right, guys. That is it for this Princess S72. Let me know what you thought about this one in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to Princess Yachts America for granting me access on board. I'm a big fan of the S-Class. Let me know if you are as well. And we will catch you next time.